This is Sybert signing into General Zero Hour on the map, Snowy Drought. Of course, reminding me of pipeline problems, being a guy who comes from Kane's Wrath kind of a place. Anyways, in the north, as the Cyan Superweapon General, this is Reznov. And in the south, as the Blue Toxin General, this is Big Size. Big Size and Reznov, both incredibly talented and entertaining players who can provide some amazing games. And so much so that I don't cast Zero Hour very often, but it feels like most of the time that I do, these guys are involved, or maybe XCal or Google. Some of those four guys, I feel like I see their names a lot. But it's Toxin versus Superweapon, so I look forward to the... I guess maybe there will be some Toxins, but I look forward to the quad cannons and the Rock Vs like it's any other GLA versus USA map. Maybe things will be different. I don't know. Snowy Drought is not a map that I remember seeing a lot of. I mean, Pipeline Problems, sure, I've seen a decent amount in Kane's Wrath in that kind of a place. But I love this from Reznov. Going for the maximum disruption, gets the tunnel to freeze at 78% and chases all of the workers off of this supply stash. So goodbye harvesting. It looks like SiZe still has 2 supply docks under his control, so his income is not that much affected by this. Technical, and it looks like Reznov actually going to be stealing supplies from SiZe, so I guess if the game comes down to a difference of however much that Chinook just stole, then that is how Reznov won this game. But I think it'll probably be decided by something other than that. Technical going to be chasing this Humvee around, and the Humvee looks like is going to be losing that fight against the Technical. Maybe the quad cannon got a couple of shots in there as well, but the Dozer going to be getting hunted down in this game, starting off right from the beginning with some action from the start. Reznov with that Dozer crushing strat. Always love to see the Dozer crushes. See unique uses of worker units and of harvesters. Always great to see that. But big thanks to the folks who support me over on Patreon. I didn't mean to mention that, but this game just got underway. I use the Patreon like a tip jar, so a big thanks to those folks. Quad cannon on the right side gets jumped immediately by Reznov and destroyed. The Technicals split off to the left side and then head on back down south. By the way, that worker on the right side, on the left side, excuse me, it looks like it just got spotted by this Chinook on the left side, and I don't know, maybe he just dropped something off there. But it looks like good tunnel network spread coming out from SiZe, so he's going to be able to jump all over the map, adding a fresh tunnel on the right side, since he finally got this one next to the supplies up and running. And who would have guessed that in a GLA versus USA match that you would see a bunch of Technicals, a bunch of quads, and a bunch of Humvees? So the Rock Vs are here in good force, and, well, that may be the majority of the units that we see in this game. We shall see exactly how SiZe and Reznov choose to play this out, but already, you know, it's been a pretty entertaining match with that Chinook Dozer hunting party that got sent out from the onset of the game. War Factory and the barracks kind of boxing in this Dozer, keeping it safe from being hunted down. I guess we'll see if Reznov decides to reestablish his command center at some point in the game, but for the current moment, keeping his Dozer boxed in there nicely. Just going with the 2 supplies for the current moment, not expanding to the middle of the map just yet. Tunnel does go down, and actually SiZe is not turning around. He's got 4 quads in a tunnel going up to the north side of the map. He's not going to turn them around. He's just going to, I guess, rely on reinforcements, or maybe the quads popping out of the tunnel at this point, but the supply gets eliminated, and again, that just takes SiZe down to those 2 supplies in the very southern part of the map. It looks like it's Chinook hunting time for SiZe. He's heading up to the high ground to not shoot anything down because the Chinooks get pulled off to the left. Quads popping on out, and it looks like nothing will die. No, the ambulance does fall, but trades it out for 2, maybe 3 quads there, as this tunnel getting weak and low on health is going to be getting cleaned up. The tunnel network may actually not get eliminated. But no, 2 missile defenders will be left behind to clean up the hull to make sure that that tunnel doesn't rebuild. On the left side of the map, quads and a tunnel network going to be going down, getting established here in the north, trying to take back this position from Reznov. And it looks like the quad Chinook harass will be successful over here. Reznov did not pull them off the line. He's still trying to deal with the quads in the upper right-hand side of the map. Going to be able to target them down with his... Well, actually, his Rock V's now kind of trapped in the corner. They're trying to kite away from the quads, but it may have actually put them in the corner in a weird spot. The quads trying to escape down the ramp and out of that little corner, and one of them does go down. The other two decide to turn and fight, sniping one of the Humvees, and the other Humvees will be pulled off the line just quick enough to avoid that. Meanwhile, the quads and the RPG troopers on the left side of the map pushing further forward, making more headway. And the ambulance going for the crush there. Not quite getting the RPG troopers, but it looks like none of them went down, actually, to that ambulance. Everything did survive. The quad cannons head for the tunnel network as the RPG troopers buy time. And a second tunnel network being established here by SiZe. So he's going to try and maintain as much control in this section of the map as he can. It's going to be getting shut down by a single Rock V, that double vet Rock V. Quads jumping after it, not able to stop that Rock V though, and more Rock Vs out on the field here for Reznov. He's going to try and kite the quads. The quads know better, decide to back up, and actually going to be building a stinger site instead of another tunnel network. The quad pop was not quite good enough as the Humvees were able to skate away, and the quads closing the distance, but no, they don't get any of the Humvees. I thought those quads were going to be able to pick off one of the Humvees, but the ambulance showing up in time, providing those repairs, and going to be able to shut down the toxin spray from those tunnel networks. The stinger site gets eliminated, and the tunnel network also goes down. Power plant gets cleaned up by the quads, as it looks like sending one of these Patriot missile systems into low power mode, but the quads all go down. The RPG troopers will eventually, I guess, get killed off by this fire base, though it may take a minute. And they may actually be able to close in on the Humvees and get the Humvees to kill them instead. Much of the map being taken over by SiZe, even this other supply center, the supply drop area in the middle of the map. Just the supplies in the middle of the map. I guess it's not a supply center or a supply drop, but the supplies there getting taken by SiZe. So SiZe doing a good job of, kind of like Reznov was on SiZe's half of the map for the first part of this game, trying to keep SiZe contained. Now SiZe is doing the exact same thing to Reznov, keeping Reznov contained in the northern section of the map. Meanwhile, SiZe takes more and more of the map under his control, utilizing those tunnels and his ability to just drop down the supply stash with a couple of tunnels nearby as guards, and then he can just steal that cash directly from Reznov. Another Patriot system going down on the left side of the map. Going to try and hold off some of these forces that are showing up for SiZe and trying to help Reznov control this part of the map. It looks like he did grab that bunker there. Another worker heading up to the top right. Perhaps another tunnel network to be established. Another tunnel gets shut down, but not completely. Rock Vs are powerful, and it looks like for the current moment, the Rock Vs are the only thing he wants to build. Do you blame him? No, of course you can't blame the USA player for building Rock Vs. This is the way, and this is how things have been, and maybe perhaps will always be. No one grabbing the artillery platform just yet, although another tunnel network is being established there, so perhaps we will see SiZe grab that artillery platform. Would probably be nice to be able to get a couple of shots as these Humvees pass it. I don't know that it would actually do any damage. The worker has been spotted, and finally the tow missile upgrade has been added on as well, making those Rock Vs that much more powerful. The worker gets cleaned up by Reznov, and what is his real plan to win this game? Well, snipers are a part of that, and it looks like he's going to be able to clean up some of these missile defenders, stop them from hanging out in the middle of the map. It's not even a fair fight. The missile defender's barely getting any shots off as that sniper just absolutely cleans house. And it looks like it's going to be the garage or the workshop, whatever they call this, tech repair bay getting captured, and the artillery platform in the south, both by SiZe. There's the quad pop on top of the Humvees. He gets one Humvee and manages to get the missile defenders inside of it as well. No, at least one of the missile defenders actually gets a kill as the quads jump back into the tunnel network. And goodbye tunnel network, perhaps, but the Stinger site and these two tunnel networks over here still remain. SiZe continuing to gather those supplies from that right side supply. Another EMP Patriot going down on the right side. Going to be trying to stop SiZe from taking that, but there's the artillery platform. And a little neutral structure over there. Battle bus does get locked down. Are we into the battle bus attack buggy phase? Or rocket buggy phase, I guess, attack bikes. Again, Kane's Wrath being my more commonly casted game. Search and Destroy coming up relatively soon, as 75% on that strategy center. And it'll give the additional range to these Humvees, and goodbye German Kel just gets cleaned up so quickly. No hope for German Kel to do anything here. Quads do pop on out of that tunnel, and two of them go down immediately. There's the additional range for our American player. Reznov continuing to just cycle around these tunnel networks, trying desperately to bait out the quads, and he gets a massive group of quads, 5 quads going there, while he's dodging the artillery platform. And I think the artillery platform might have a minimum range, so it can't fire if you're too close to it, but eventually the artillery platform will go down, and the tunnel network finally gets eliminated there. SiZe still looking for these opportunities to try and directly engage the army, but of course, like always, it's up to Reznov to never directly engage the GLA army. He wants to keep right on the edge of their range with his Search and Destroy, and then just hang out there with his Rock Vs and just make that the place that he lives. Tomahawk's going to be pushing back these quads for the current moment. Workers getting sniped, and the tunnel network will be getting shut down, and there's the rocket buggies here to clean up the Tomahawk, and one rocket buggy trades his life for the Tomahawk, so I guess that's an equal exchange in terms of the units, not necessarily an actual equal exchange. First particle beam is going to be online relatively soon, and I guess we should check to see if there is a Scud Storm on the way. A couple of black markets going up, and there is going to be a new command center, fresh and shiny for SiZe. Meanwhile, these Humvees still trying to trade against the quads. One Humvee taking some big damage, eventually going down as those buggies get a confirmed kill. And the quads pop out, but they just get eliminated. You can't even see them under all of the smoke and the dust from how much damage these rockets are doing. And goodbye supply stash. As everything gets cleaned up, SiZe loses a bit of the map, and but really, I mean, it's a bit of the map on Reznov's side of the map, so it's not even like he's really losing anything. And this is a 10%? Yeah. Capture to reduce the cost of vehicles. I'm actually kind of surprised Reznov didn't get that earlier. I don't remember how much it reduces it. I think it's 10% savings on those vehicles, which is pretty nice to have, but no matter what the savings are, when you're building pretty much all Humvees, ambulances, and rocket troopers, it's nice to have the savings on the Humvees and the ambulances. Whoa! Bomber coming in as actually going to be using the bomber against the rocket buggies. So Reznov, his new plan, instead of Tomahawks, is to just use aircraft to clean up those rocket buggies. Another power plant going down. Particle cannon, 2 of them are online. 3 minutes left on them. SiZe not showing any signs of slowing down. He's got the rocket buggy ammo upgrade. He's got the quads running around. And now he's got more tunnels going up on the left side of the map. More Humvees getting eliminated. 3 of them going down to the forces of SiZe. And SiZe just making the noose tighter and tighter around the neck of Reznov. Can Reznov actually hold the ground? For now, the EMP Patriot firing off, but, oh, 2 buggies and 3 quads going down. A massive hit from that bomber. I don't actually remember if that's the Aurora bomber or if it's called something else. But the quad getting eliminated and these Humvees getting very low on numbers. Not getting particularly low on health with that fully heroic Humvee there getting healed up by the ambo. Colonel Burton is now out on the field. Will Colonel Burton perhaps be more effective than Jarman Kell? We'll have to see. Rocket buggies managed to get the kill, not quite on that Patriot missile system, although this RPG trooper inside of the building helps get the kill on that Humvee, and the quad cannon draws the fire of the Patriot. Meanwhile, the rocket buggies get the actual kill, and the Chinook's getting cleaned up here, because it looks like another Humvee or something did go down. Anthrax getting called in. No, it's the Leaflets. I guess that Anthrax wouldn't make any sense since that's the wrong color plane, wrong type of plane for Anthrax to be used. Humvee going in for the crush of the worker, does get the deny of that repair, and goodbye tunnel network. Another one goes down, but probably another one is being established by SiZe at the same time. 3 missile defenders left over by Reznov to finish getting the kill on that tunnel network. Quad cannon shows up to, I guess, just get killed by the missile defenders. But 1 missile defender does survive, the other 2 going down. Low power mode for the particle cannons, just at 1 minute remaining. Very annoying there for Reznov to have to build another power plant at this point. But eventually, all of those RPG troopers do go down. Great hit and run with the rocket buggies and just barely getting out of range of those missile defenders' laser lock before they skirt on over to the left side of the map and escape. Not sure what happened to Colonel Burton. It looks like he is no longer with us. That low power mode, absolutely brutal for Reznov. But he's close to potentially being back online. I'm not sure if he's just waiting for that power plant to upgrade or what. Chinook running around. There's Colonel Burton saving the day, pushing back the pushing back the rocket buggies, stopping them from being as effective. All right, there are the particle cannons back online with more power plants coming up. Fuel air bomb goes off, but it doesn't quite do anything. Bit of a miss there. I guess it does keep these quad cannons from moving any closer for the time being, trying to buy enough time to get another Patriot system up, but it won't quite be enough time as Colonel Burton showing up. Colonel Burton not engaging in this particular moment, almost getting run over by that quad cannon there, trying desperately to avoid, but he will be going for the snipe of the rocket buggy before getting annihilated by that quad cannon, giving just enough time for the Humvees to kill the quad. No! The Humvees go down, but the quad gets eliminated by the base defenses. SiZe still in control of these supplies here near the middle of the map, and also still with the repairs. This never got sniped, so actually both of the artillery platforms got sniped as the Spectre gunship shows up directly over the palace in combination with the A-10 Warthog strike level 2, and goodbye palace gets eliminated, and that might be the last rocket buggy for the current moment, as goodbye War Factory as well. I think that's what was there, as it just gets blasted out of existence, and it looks like 2 black markets will also be getting eliminated. Great use of support powers and super weapons there by Reznov. Still no Scud Storms on the way, which is, I guess, understandable. He's just going for units, coming so close to eliminating so much of the stuff of Reznov, but Reznov held on for just long enough, and with an extremely powerful combination of super weapons and support powers, Reznov does some pretty heavy damage to SiZe. SiZe is not out of this just yet, as we do have the EMP Patriot going to be shutting down one of the rocket buggies, but the other one will be able to eventually kill off that Patriot system. More harvesters, or more workers rather, going down as these Humvees going to be trading against the tunnel network. And Okay, well, actually just dealing with the Humvees in the old-fashioned way of killing it with the surprise Rebel ambush. And the Rebels getting cleaned up by that sniper who managed to escape from one of the Humvees. 2 more rocket buggies looking for a target. Reznov has just this tiny piece of the map, but he has barely been able to hold on to it this entire time. Trying to go for the strategy center, but is it actually going to be enough with the reinforcements coming in? The rocket buggy is forced to run away. More supplies coming in via the supply drop zone, and the Chinooks trying to steal and long-distance harvest, but it won't quite work out. Does that count? Can you long-distance harvest like that? Where as long as you start dropping the net while you're over the supplies, you can fly away and still take the supplies with you. That's pretty crazy if so. A couple of missile defenders going to be joining up with this Humvee. And eventually this worker will be going down, trying to repair that civilian building to provide a bit of a stronger foothold for SiZe here on the right side of the map. That sniper getting a couple of extra shots off against those workers, denying the harvesting of these supplies. And I guess these are the only supplies left on the map, probably, although 1,200 bucks remain over there. These supplies have been completely collected. Supply stash taking some damage, but not going down. I assume the palace got reestablished at some point. Black market gets cleaned up. The Spectre gunship finding its mark there. And there's the palace back up and running. Arms dealer over there. SiZe, he's maintained control of his corner of the map. Another bomber coming in, gets the kill on the tunnel network, and helps to break down that supply stash as well. So goodbye, supply stash, as these Chinooks will continue to steal and long-distance harvest. 20 seconds left on the particle cannons, and Reznov may not have a great solution for how to win this game, but he's going to try and burn down SiZe via the particle cannons. Rocket buggy gets a little bit of a volley off, but not enough to kill any of those Humvees. I wonder how much of a difference this tech garage is making in this game. Aurora helps clean up another tunnel network there. Able to clean those up in one fell swoop. Particle cannon fires off, kills the arms dealer, it looks like, and gets a black market also. Radar van might go down. Yep, gets the radar van just with the last bit of the particle cannon. The other one is ready to go. Here comes the Aurora, hits the quad cannons, and gets pretty much all of them. One of the rocket buggies as well. This final rocket buggy helping to get off the killing blow of one Humvee. But Reznov happy to play super defensive, and SiZe has been defeated. Reznov takes that game. The efficiency just a little too much. Again, a big thanks to Exile for the custom end screen as well as the custom in-game UI there. But that will do it for SiZe versus Reznov, a classic back and forth. Tons of quad cannons, rocket buggies, tons of Humvees, and a couple of ambulances as well. But that will do it for this game. A classic back and forth between USA and GLA, Reznov and SiZe, showing that consistent action in generals. That'll do it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.